I'm Crickets, and welcome back to I Have a Story. I guess since I got pushed into this track of sexuality and talking about sex, and this is kind of how it works, I guess, or is how it's going to work, as somewhat to a degree. People present, I guess, things, and I share with my life experiences what it brought me to my views and things I've talk about and do today. So, I guess I'd like to thank my viewer for kind of, I guess, opening the door for me to share because sexuality has been a lot in my life. And again, I talked about being stalked by gay guys, and I've been stalked by many gay guys. I mean, I just gave a couple of examples. And I have a problem with that. You don't stalk anybody. Nobody stalk anybody. I've been stalked by women too, so we'll talk about those later on in life. I talked about in my video the first time I saw two guys kiss, and it made me ill to my stomach. First time I saw two women kiss, it made me ill to my stomach. Part of where I struggle with having friends and trying to find that balance between right and wrong and people who are just too good and people who are just too bad, and trying to find that middle ground of people that I can relate to. I've had trouble with that my whole life. So the first time I slept with two call girls, and they were back in the day, and we're talking, I was late 14, early 15. A lot of stuff took place in my life over those couple of years because teenager on the street with nowhere to go, you end up in situations that you wouldn't normally have ever been in, put it lightly. So I met these two. Back then we had, we didn't that we had the telephone call girls that you call and they would please you over the phone. Remember, the one girl's name was Andrea. The other one was a redhead, and I can't remember her name. God, they were smoking gorgeous. Beautiful. I mean, undeniably just ungodly gorgeous. And back then, I used to get rides all over the place, go hang out with people, meet people, just go back to their house and hang out. I ain't got nothing to do today. I'm better going to sleeping in the archway of the church and going to hang out and laying on concrete. I'll go back to your house and we'll go hang out. And so many people I met in my life over those few years doing that. So I met these two girls and went back to their apartment with them, their condo. And we hung out, we partied, and then it was time to go to bed. They didn't want to give me a ride home. No, you can just come stay with us. We don't need to give you a ride home tonight. We've got a buzz, it's late. You just spend the night, we'll take you home tomorrow. Okay. I did that a lot in my life. Even all the way down in Georgia, I did that in those days. All over the place. I was all over the place. So went into bed, and this was like a twin or a small bed. It was no queen or anything large. And I laid down, and they both laid on each side of me and wrapped around me. And while we tickled each other and played a little bit, we didn't have sex. Not oral sex, not any sex. We just enjoyed each other's company. And while I've had my share of one night stands and sleeping around, that didn't feel right to me for some reason, and I was really kind of grossed out by it to an extent. Again, I really don't even know how to explain it. I really don't. I'm trying to even figure it out in my own head. Why is it okay to sleep around, but you can't sleep with two women? Maybe I'm not capable. I've struggled to walk and chew gum at the same time. But that doesn't turn me on. I feel like kind of gross. And I can enjoy just even sitting, laying in bed. I've done it many times in my life, laid in bed, just comforting women, putting my arms around women, women comforting me. I never had sexual relationship. Sitting here thinking about it right now as I'm talking about it, because I do a lot of that, and that's part of where I come back to a lot of things I've said in my videos in the past. This obviously isn't a good one. I'm feeling uncomfortable right now and struggling with this, but um, just as much as the two guys kissing each other made me feel gross, so did seeing two women kissing each other made me feel gross. That doesn't turn me on. And it's hard being around other guys where like that's just like a dream come true. I don't understand it. So that was the time I slept with two cowgirls. And all I did was sleep with them.